Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and trundled back to the jungle. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. The head of the herd was calling from far, far away. They met one night in the silver light on the road to Mandalay. So Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with the trumpety trump, 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 trump.
Out of the way! Clear the road! Mrs. Maple's cat is at it again!
Oh, poor Mrs. Maple.
What a Moggy. I've heard of cats having 9 lives. This one must have 100.
Why is everyone so excited about Mrs. Maple's cat?
Because this is no ordinary cat, Nellie. Not one of your happy chase a squirrel up a tree, chase a mouse around the kitchen cats. This one, he's called Tiger. He likes danger. And we have to rescue him every time he lands himself in a terrible predicament.
What's a predicament?
A predicament is a cat what has got itself lost, and the good old fire brigade has to look for it high and low, search every nook and cranny, and finally finds that cat trapped in a post box.
Gosh, how did you solve that predicament?
We prized open the post box, stuck a stamp on Tiger's head and sent him home. 5p to pay, missus.
And what's happening now?
Someone has got himself stuck in the deepest well in the village, that's what. A well so deep, we've had to send a diver down to bring him up. Here he comes now. Whew. And that's that. I don't think Tiger will get into any more mischief today.
Well then, I'll call on Mr. Mac and Mr. Tosh. I promised to show them my photo album.
Oh, look at that, Mr. Tosh. It's Nellie with a bucket and spade at the seaside. You do take a lovely picture, Nellie.
Help! Help! Tiger is trapped high on a telephone wire. I've called the fire brigade, but they're miles away. Oh, if someone doesn't get up there soon and save him. Don't worry, Mrs. Maple. I'll save old Tiger.
Everyone hurried to the village's only telephone pole, and yes, there was Tiger, enjoying every minute of his latest adventure. As Nellie reached the top of the telephone pole, she remembered her circus days, the long climb to the roof of the big tent, stepping out onto the thin wire, balancing with her umbrella, the glare of the spotlights, and never looking down at the crowd below. Hooray for Nellie! Hooray for old Nellie! You did a good job there, Nellie!
Oh, thank you, Nellie. You're the bravest elephant in the whole world. Oh, honestly, Mrs. Maple, it was nothing special.
Well, I think it was something extra special. How'd you like to join the fire brigade, Nellie?
How exciting that would be.
She could almost hear the roar of the motor, the clang, clang of the fire bell. And then she heard another sound. It came, as always, floating on the breeze and drifting in the wind. The head of the herd was calling from far, far away. And so, while all the villagers rushed home to see if their telephones were still working, Nellie slipped away behind the fire engine and followed the long road to the distant hills.
Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and trundled back to the jungle. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. The head of the herd was calling from far, far away. They met one night in the silver light on the road to Mandalay. So Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump.